VIP shuttle, sports car, transporter, motorhome, office or canteen. Is the Mercedes V-Class the chameleon of the automotive landscape? It serves as whatever is needed at the moment. Despite facelifts and constant updates, the Mercedes Transporter has remained largely unchanged since 2014. But is it still good? The competition is definitely not sleeping. Is Stuttgart still keeping up with the times? And can it compete with the innovations in the world of transporters? The fierce battle between the V-Class and the VW multivan has been going on for years. The V-Class has often prevailed in comparison tests because it offers more space, a bit more versatility and a clever design. But VW has stepped up its game with the T7, which is now on the market. And Hyundai is also aiming for the stars in the luxury segment with the Staria. Can the V-Class still hold its ground? I'll address that at the end of the segment. But first, let's go through 6 small checks. How good is the V-Class as a VIP shuttle? A sports car, a cargo master, a motorhome, an office and a canteen. Check 1. The VIP shuttle check. It's no secret that the V-Class is often used as a VIP shuttle. The Mercedes brand alone transports an image that VIPs want to be associated with. Our test car in hyacinth red comes in the luxurious avant-garde edition with all-wheel drive. The high-quality interior feels more like a car than a commercial vehicle. Despite a facelift, after 6 years, the cockpit remains virtually unchanged. Leather seats, front seat heating, and ample space create a comfortable area for the journey to the red carpet. How good is the V-Class as a VIP shuttle? I can only find out if I sit in the back. Volker, our cameraman, kindly agreed to drive the vehicle while I explore the rear. I'm sitting here on my comfortable leather seats. I can lower the armrests on both sides if I want to. I also have my tables here in the middle. I have the feeling that I'm sitting right in the center. In the Hyundai Staria, for example, you can also move the seats to the side. I have plenty of space towards the door. If I could, I would move further to the side, but unfortunately I can't. Overall, my subjective impression of the driving experience is quite good. We're on a pretty rough road here, but I have to say it feels very comfortable. For the rear passengers, there is a separate temperature control and fan control, so I don't have to bother the driver. I can adjust whether it's too warm or too cold for me. I've moved my seat all the way back, and there's no more space behind me. I can also recline the backrest further. This is comfortable. It's definitely suitable for longer journeys. But now, seriously, let's summarize the VIP shuttle experience. Excluding any Rolls-Royces, Bentleys or Maybachs, I can't imagine a better VIP shuttle than the V-Class. The strongest competitor to the V-Class is the VW T7. It replaces both the T6 and the Chiron in 2021. Its target audience is more focused on families and adventurers rather than chancellors and kings. In terms of interior quality, it falls slightly behind the V-Class. While the VW bus, known as the T1, has been a reliable companion for tradespeople and families since the 1950s, Mercedes started competing with it only in 1996 with the more practical V-Class. From 2003, the significantly more high-quality Viano focused more on comfort and travel. And since 2014, the van has been called the V-Class again. In general, Mercedes was ahead of the game with transporters. As early as 1896, they sold the Lieferungswagen Benz for 4,500 marks to a Parisian department store. The first Benz transporter had 5 horsepower, while the V300D now boasts an impressive 239 horsepower. It stands at a height of 1.9 meters and weighs over 2.3 tons. How much sportiness can one expect? For the sports car check, I've taken the driver's seat. Of course, calling it a sports car is a bit exaggerated for this vehicle. But what I want to know is how the car feels in terms of dynamics. When I press the gas pedal, the diesel engine responds loudly but quickly. The acceleration is noticeable. As for the steering, it's more like driving a sofa. I can switch it to sport mode, which I'm curious about. Even here, the steering remains relatively light. On curvy country roads, it's a bit lacking, but for the city and straight highways, it's just right. On the highway, this speedy transporter reaches a top speed of 220 kilometers per hour, while remaining surprisingly comfortable. For its class, the Benz with up to 239 horsepower is unexpectedly agile. The next check is the Cargo Master check. Let's examine the storage capabilities of the V-Class. How many boxes can fit in the car? We'll test it in two different ways. Once with the setup we have here, with this shelf in between, and then we'll remove everything and see how much we can fit. What do you think?
I think we'll run out of boxes before we run out of space in the car.
You think they'll all fit?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Let's start with the slightly larger boxes. Oh, that's already challenging. Oh, because of that bar, it probably needs to go in this way. Look, with some effort, not with ease. But we can fit 5 boxes here. What's on top? Ah, light bulbs. I need to be careful with those. Wait, we'll figure it out. We still have smaller boxes. Now I'm starting to cheat a bit. And now we have 6 boxes in? Yes, but you're right. If we only use large boxes, we can only fit 4. No more space for a 5th box up here. With smaller boxes, we can even fit 6. So I'd say it's a tie. And now let's remove the seats. Yeah, I'm excited because it's so warm. A little tip, don't do this in 30-degree heat. So the hard part is done. Now let's put the boxes in. I'm glad they're empty. Even empty boxes can be exhausting. The moral of the story is that the trunk is much larger than I thought. We can fit 20 moving boxes in here, and there's still room for double that amount. So if you ever want to move with a V-Class, now you know. You can fit 40 boxes. Whether the V-Class is a good motorhome depends on the perspective. From a driver's perspective, I like the high seating position. I also have plenty of storage compartments, which is useful for taking out passports at the border or placing drinks. However, the storage compartment down here is quite deep, so you have to reach down low to grab a bottle. Not while driving, of course. But sitting up here on the throne is comfortable for long journeys, for travel. But of course, we can't only look at it from the driver's perspective. Let's see through the eyes of the younger generation. What do they want? They want a place to sleep. They want to know where they can put their bottle. And most importantly, they need to be able to charge their phones. Let's see if we can meet those requirements. Let's start with the second row of seats and the sleeping aspect. If you want to lean against the side here, no, it's quite far away. I can't sleep comfortably like this, but I could recline my seat backward, but then no one can sit behind me, which is also inconvenient. So sleeping is not great here. What about charging options? I don't see any charging options here. There's a USB-C port up front, and there would be one again in the third row, but unfortunately I can forget about that for now. Bottle? Here we have our travel table, and a small bottle fits in here, but forget about fitting a large one. There's no side compartments either. The only option is this net. It doesn't look very attractive, but it works. Now let's look at the back row. Apart from having quite a lot of space in the third row, we have more options here. We have a large compartment for a 1.5 litre bottle. Up here as well. Doesn't fit exactly, but it works with a 1 litre bottle. As for charging options, there's a cigarette lighter here. If I have the right adapter, it works. So regarding sleeping, is it better here? No, it's still quite far away. I would have to recline the backrest, but I can't because of this table behind it. So sleeping is not great. As for drinking and charging, it's possible in the third row. The V-Class makes up for a minor deduction in the score through its spaciousness. It's the perfect means of transportation for long trips. After a holiday journey, it's back to everyday work. And why not use the V-Class as an office? Home office is a thing of the past. For those who don't want to be with colleagues or family, they opt for a car office. That way, they can drive wherever they want. For example, here by the Isar River, by the water. And in the V-Class, we even have a desk. We can extend it. With the laptop set up, we can work here. But now I see that my battery is down to 10%. Can I charge it here? I have a cigarette lighter in the back, only USB-C up front, so it will be difficult with a regular plug. That means I can only work for one battery charge. And then that's it. But there's another advantage. In this car, I practically have an air-conditioned office. I can set the air conditioning at least as long as the battery allows. Otherwise, I'd have to keep the engine running all the time, which is not ideal. But since we're talking about air conditioning, with the Mercedes Me app, I can connect to the car and pre-cool it. If I say I'll be working in half an hour, the car will cool down to a pleasant 18 degrees. Then I can work in a cool environment. So it's a wonderful office. Now, there's one last check to go. A long working day naturally also includes a lunch break, so of course we go to the canteen. And now we'll find out how good the V-Class is as a canteen. This beautiful tray we have here, by the way, which also contains 2 folding baskets, serves wonderfully as a preparation surface if I want to prepare my lunch here. And once I'm done with the preparation, the items go down, and I can raise the counter. And that stays like that. We have a flat and deep loading floor, which we can use as a seating area. We still have a few boxes left. Voila! Lunch is served. Enjoy! From the canteen to the office, from the cargo master to the motorhome, from the dynamic vehicle to the shuttle bus, the V-Class is at home in many worlds, in some more than others. The V-Class really makes me want to go on vacation. Its versatility and numerous comfort features make it the perfect companion for a road trip or camping vacation. You can tell that it's showing its age in some aspects, such as having to insert and turn the key in the keyhole to start the engine. However, surprisingly, the V-Class is not lagging behind its more modern competitors, but holds its ground at eye level. So I'm very curious to see how it will perform when a successor to the V-Class arrives, and whether it will make the competitors look outdated.